like to thank our host for this meeting this morning. The Michigan Works Association has been tremendous in helping pull this meeting together and to talk about beginning a journey to really change how workforce development is delivered in Pontiac and in fact across the state of Michigan. I have specifically been charged with working to develop an urban workforce development strategy. It may sound a little bit late in the process, but the reality is, for many years, we've had the luxury of doing workforce development in a way that was not as coordinated or aligned as shrinking resources really dictate today. It really means that we've probably never been as efficient in delivering services to our customers, our job seekers, or our employers, and that we've not fully utilized all of the resources that exist in our communities. As a part of a broad strategy at the state level that is circled around public safety, we're really focusing on 4 communities to develop this strategy. Pontiac is one of the 4. The others are Saginaw, Flint, and the city of Detroit. Unfortunately, those are 4 cities that appeared on the national list of the 10 top crime-ridden cities across the country. We are concerned because we know that the problem has to be addressed, and as workforce professionals, we know that workforce is a key to that. You can't have a healthy, safe community if you don't have people who have a way to make a livelihood and to embrace to take care of their communities. We also know that for years, as we have addressed issues that have come up, it has really been an issue approach and not a strategy. So in more lucrative funding times, we've been able to identify funds to address an issue for the moment, but when those funds ran out, largely that particular activity ended because it was not strategic. So a part of what we're looking at is how we deliver services, how we work in partnership, and more importantly, how we build something that is sustainable and impactful across the state. One of the things that we certainly believe is that when we develop something that will work in our major urban cities, it is something that can be replicable to scale in other urban areas and in our rural areas across the country. And so we are delighted that all of you have accepted the invitation to come and be a part of a dialogue that looks at the Pontiac community. Our goal for this in the end is to really have this serve as the first step in developing a community-wide strategy. Clearly, the Michigan Works Associations and the local Workforce Development Board are the entities that receive the vast majority of the federal and state funding for workforce development, for delivery of services and for analysis. But they cannot operate in a vacuum effectively, and they really can't operate in a vacuum to do their particular jobs well. And so what we are hoping as we leave here today is that we have begun a conversation where we bring all of you to the table, where we identify partners who are not here today who should be a part of this broader discussion, and so that we begin to look at workforce as something that is going to drive resolution in our communities. I would say very quickly, we realize that workforce is not going to solve every issue. We are not here to solve the problem with K-12 schools, however it may be defined. We're not really here to resolve the vast transportation issues, but we know that those issues impact workforce, and that workforce should impact them as well. So again, we see a broad partnership as we go forward. I'd like to start, and we're just really delighted in the response to this meeting, by going around the room very quickly to have each person just give their name and the organization that you're with. It looks like it was a reunion for many of us who worked together over the years on a number of different projects, and as residents of the community, I'm sure you're aware of one another, but just so we really know who is in the room, because that's also going to help us identify who needs to be in the room in the future. So if we can start at this table to my left.